Joining us in the studio now is Barrister Kole Ajayi, who contested the Ekiti State Governorship Election in 2014 under Accord. He now will be running in the 2018 governorship election as a candidate for the All Progressive Congress, APC. Thank you for joining us this evening on Voxafrica.
Thank you very much, Mimi. Good evening, viewers.
Good evening, yes. Well, I'm going to touch up first on the general issues affecting Nigeria before we go on to you contesting again the governorship in 2018. As we announced early on in our news bulletin, China is giving Nigeria $6 billion loan for infrastructure and projects that the government are going to identify. What do you make of that sum?
Yeah, I think that's the right step in the right direction. Why I said so is the fact that President Muhammadu Buhari can be trusted with any amount of money because he means well for the people. And also, as I read, China is going to monitor. They will monitor the projects the monies will be spent on. So I believe that it's a right step, and it's worth celebrating by Nigerians.
Of course, Buhari, with the global fall in oil prices, has put a lot of emphasis on agriculture and diversifying the economy. China has said that they will give $15 million in terms of working as well towards agriculture. Do you think that's a good place to start off with for Nigeria and the way the economy is going right now?
Yes, I think it's a good way because there's a lot of the oil money is dwindling. And of course, Nigeria has enormous resources, natural resources, mineral, agricultural, and even tourism. So I think President Buhari should be encouraged the way he's going about it, because we cannot continue to dwell only on oil. We need to diversify our economy. And it's not only emphasizing on agriculture alone. I think it's doing a lot in terms of mining too, and also tourism. So I believe that the president needs to be given a pat on the back. I think we can see a lot of sincerity in all that he's doing.
But he is facing a lot of, well, some criticism in the country in terms of the economy, and people feel that Nigeria right now, the economy is on a downward slope. Do you see this helping to move the economy in the right direction, or do more other areas need to be focused on?
Yes, the issue in Nigeria is that over the years, the system has been rotting. So it is to get things done, the healing process has to be gradual. And I think there's no way you can make an omelette without breaking an egg. People have to feel some pinch. And I think people would have to bear it, haven't been so reckless for the past 16 years, haven't been so lawless, haven't been so inhuman in the way our patrimony is being managed. You can see how, the level of embezzlement by past administration. So whatever we might be going through now, I believe is a healing process. And I believe we need to be patient so that by the time we get to the destination, then it would become enduring and lasting. Yeah.
Talking about embezzlement in Nigeria, one of Buhari's pledges when he came into office was tackling corruption. How do you think that's a war that he's winning at the moment? We've seen notable names in Nigeria at the moment in court. Do you feel that's a war that he's winning? Yeah,
it's a war that is winning, because as I'm speaking with you, it's very difficult to steal now in Nigeria. If you're a top government official, you want to steal money, you'll be wary as if Buhari is behind you. So there's a psychological template, anti-corruption template the president has put in place. And the fact that a lot of top notchers in APC, like the Senate president, like a lot of other personalities who are being questioned on corruption through various trials, through various trials. The fact that they are put to trial shows that the president is not partial. And it shows that it's decisive enough. I believe that the anti-corruption crusade of the federal government under President Muhammadu Buhari is very much on course.
I'm just going to quickly touch upon the oil fuel scarcity, which is affecting a lot of Nigerians. Long queues Nigerians have been seeing for quite a while now. Who is to blame for the situation right now?
Well, I think the system is to blame. I think the whole thing is all about sabotage. Government has, through some actions, reduced the fuel pump price, and this has taken food from the cabals, in quotes, the cabals table. So I think what we are witnessing is as a result of frustration on the part of the cabals. There's a lot of frustrations the government is witnessing in terms of. So I believe that the fuel scarcity is not the fault of the government. I think the cabals working on the ground against the tide of progress have been identified, and according to the minister, very soon the whole problem will be nipped in the bud.
Well, we're going to come to you now as an aspirant governor for Ekiti State. You ran in 2014. Mm-hmm. You're planning to run again in 2018. Yeah. That election has come to be known as Ekiti Gate. And Dr. Ayodele Fayose was accused of fraud and that the elections were rigged. What do you make of that?
Well, we've been seeing a lot of stories going around, especially the shocking revelations of Dr. Tope Aluko,
yes,
the PDP secretary in Ekiti State. And I think the drama is still ongoing, and we are yet to get to the end of it. But I think it's embarrassing and demeaning of a state of the repute of the fountain of knowledge. I think it's quite embarrassing that our state is being portrayed in such light. Let's see where the game goes, because just last week we heard that there has been reconciliation between the two actors, and Tope Aluko has gone back to say it was state managed, and Fayose is after him to arrest him for contempt, and Tope Aluko is crying aloud to the federal government to do something, to take some actions about all his revelations, so that it will serve as deterrent to others. And I think government is doing a lot in terms of this, because some generals involved, army generals involved, has been sacked. Yeah. And just like we had some days back that a lot of civilians too will be tried, will undergo criminal trial. But we want it to be more than that, because I was a partaker of that election. Exactly. And I believe that I've been shortchanged. So I believe the Federal Attorney General should make some representations to the Supreme Court for such election to be reviewed.
But that's exactly where I want to come to. You will be running again in 2018. What can you bring that's different at the moment?
Yes, to the table, because what we are witnessing now in Ekiti is an irresponsive government, a government that is not that targets all its policies to just enrich the pockets of the few. The way projects are being prioritized does not show that government is sensitive towards the economic problems of the people. There's a lot of poverty in Ekiti. There's nothing, I don't have to come and hide that here. And I believe that instead of going into unnecessary Janjantuan projects like overhead bridges and some other projects, 5.7 billion naira to construct an overhead bridge. Instead, I mean, when the dual carriages we have are yet to have cars going on them.
But what will you be focusing on?
Yes, I will be focusing, if I'm voted governor, I will be focusing on wealth creation. Wealth creation in terms of espousing and utilizing the enormous agricultural resources we have, the enormous mineral resources we have, As I'm speaking, tantalite is of immense and gargantuan deposit. Tantalite that is used to manufacture aircraft is of gargantuan deposit in Ekiti. So we have to link, in conjunction with the federal government, ensure that a lot is done in terms of tantalite exploration. And also, we would, on industrialization, Ekiti is a state that doesn't have an industry. So we want to target our wealth creation into agro-business, whereby, industries would be encouraged to come into Ekiti, to be on stream, utilizing the enormous agricultural resources we have in various localities as their raw materials. And of course, we create a value chain. The farmers are encouraged. The youths are involved in the workings. 70% will have an arrangement that 70% of the workforce of such industries have local content. So in terms of marketing too, we will ensure that there's an appreciable value chain created so that the economy of our people in Ekiti will be adequately improved instead of just spending on unnecessary capital projects.
Okay, Barrister Ajayi, thank you very much for joining us here on Vox News.
Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you.
Yeah.